Hey everyone, welcome back to the Craft Parenting Podcast, the podcast about two Cincinnati craft beer lovers with a parenting problem.
With two small children that don't let them get enough sleep. Therefore, their brains do not function properly 90% of the time.
That is correct. My name is Joe Ludwig, and with me is my lovely wife and co-host, Caroline.
Hey.
How's it going, Caroline?
I mostly did not fall asleep tonight putting Elliot to bed. He's a really good snuggler when he's not kicking and slapping.
I was going to say, he mostly kicks me. What are you doing differently than me?
I just straight jacket hug, which he doesn't like. But if redirecting the limbs that he is attempting to hit me with doesn't work, it's straight jacket hug.
Yeah.
And forced snuggles, like we used to do with Zoe.
And how did that turn out with Zoe?
Now she's gimpy, so she can't run away from us. So it's perfect.
Well, we have a awesome show planned out for this week.
After taking a brief hiatus, we're back to talking about beer.
We had a couple of interesting beers in our refrigerator, our beer fridge. And we thought, why not just talk about, what makes a good summer beer? It's summer.
And then we've got like 5 more beer-centric episodes after this one. We should record them all in the same night. No,
Well,
I need to sleep.
I'm down for that, but some people like to sleep.
I am one of those people.
So we are going to talk all about beer, specifically what makes a good summer beer.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll be right back to talk about that and more right after we talk about the coffee. Hey everyone, Joe Ludwig here with the one and only Caroline.
Hey!
Before we get to the main topic of today's episode, we wanted to pause briefly and tell you about how you can support the show.
So if you enjoy listening to the podcast and reading our blog posts every week, then you now have the opportunity to support the show through Buy Me a Coffee. Here's what you need to know. It's super easy to do. You don't have to set up an account to contribute. You have options. Send us a one-time donation or sign up as a member to contribute on a monthly or yearly basis. Plus, you can unlock exclusive content.
To learn more about how you can support the Craft Parenting Podcast through Buy Me a Coffee, click the link in the show notes. And now, back to the show.
Hello, this is Morgan Freeman, and you are listening to the Craft Parenting Podcast with Joe and Caroline. Stay tuned for more.
Thanks, Morgan Freeman.
We appreciate you coming on our podcast.
Mm-hmm.
And forever involving yourself into our commercial break. So we have a beer in front of us. It is a really tasty beer.
Yep. Brock is the one who turned us on to this beer when we visited Deadlow a few weeks ago.
So what are we drinking?
So we are currently drinking a Deadlow American Lager. It is 4.9%. And the description from their website is a classic American lager, easily drinkable and refreshing, brewed with our secret ingredient, flavor. I'm sure that's not a dig at anybody.
I like flavor in my beer, so that's good news.
Beer flavored beer is good beer. And this is some good beer flavored beer.
It is very light colored. The head pretty much went away.
Yeah, it's still kind of bubbly. It's pretty clear. I can see Joe's face through it. Make a face, Joe. So, and it's really smooth. And I could probably crush quite a few of these and then realize that I have made a terrible decision.
It's Definitely very crushable, very crisp, which it should be because it's a lager.
Mm-hmm. Which brings us into summer beers. And what, to us, because this is all very subjective, makes a good summer beer. Let's set the scene. It's a warm and sunny day. The high today is 83. You got to mow the lawn. You got to run outside in the sprinkler with kids because they need to run outside and stay cool. And then you're going to throw some food on the grill for dinner. Humidity's pretty high because it's Cincinnati. It's what our humidity likes to do.
Mm-hmm.
That is our scene.
Or you might be at a pool.
Ideally, a pool would be involved. We don't have a pool other than a kiddie pool that I need to unearth in our garage.
No, we don't have a pool. But if you happen to have a pool, that is also a possibility.
Mm-hmm.
In this scene that you laid out.
Yeah.
So what do we like in a summer beer? Or what do you like in a summer beer?
So definitely crisp and light because I don't want it to hang around. So like if I go have a popsicle, I'm not still tasting that beer while I'm having my popsicle. Maybe a little bit of fruit.
Yeah.
Nothing super heavy. Like an Urban Artifact beer would be good for like right before bed when the sun's gone down and it's getting cooler outside.
Like a sour beer, yeah.
Yeah.
Or a Goza.
Goza would be really good. Ooh, I like all the West Side Gozas. Are they back? It has high drinkability, which is one of those words that I think Gnome loves.
Mm.
So you almost forget that you're drinking it while you're drinking it. Not because it's forgettable, but because it goes down so easy.
Yeah, so the deal with, to me at least, everything that you said, the thing about summer beers, in addition to what you said, I would say is has to be, like, I would agree with that. Like, it has to be light enough where you can just keep drinking, but not get completely shit-faced.
Because this is going to be my hydration for the day, because I'm going to forget to drink water. Maybe.
Well, not necessarily, but just it doesn't feel like, if you're drinking a big 12% stout and it's 95 degrees out,
it doesn't quite taste right.
It doesn't taste right. It's not going to set well with your stomach either.
It's like that time when we were in Napa Valley for our honeymoon. And I think I've talked about this a few times. But we're doing these wine tastings. And so I start asking the people running the wine tasting, okay, so what am I supposed to pair this wine with? And they're like, well, you do you, boo. Like, you want to have white wine with your steak? Go have white wine with your steak. You want to have red wine with your fish? Go have red wine with your fish. I'm like, no, this Cabernet is screaming for a juicy steak right now. Sometimes the beer dictates kind of what the weather should be like. Now, you can drink stout in the middle of summer. It's just not going to quite taste the same as it would sitting by a warm fireplace.
Yeah. To me, the heaviness of a stout, like an imperial stout, something that's like 12%, it goes hand in hand with the cold.
Mm-hmm.
It
warms you up on the inside, even though it's not doing nothing to warm you up on the outside.
Yeah, even though you debunked the whole, it warms you up. But it does give you the impression that it does warm you up because it's big and heavy and it's, it's nourishable, I guess. It has something to it. It's heavy on the stomach. And it gives the impression that, you're getting warm, I guess. Mm-hmm. Even though technically you're not.
Yeah.
In the summer, I don't want to wear, I don't want anything on me. Like, it's hot. I don't want.
Are you saying that you're a nudist in the summertime? No. You heard it here first on the Craft Parenting Podcast.
Like, I don't want like heavy stuff in my stomach because it's super hot and I just want
it's not enjoyable.
It's not enjoyable. Now we have these in between months like fall and spring where you could drink either one. You can drink stouts, you can drink
You can drink a
light
stout
beers.
one day and a light
Yeah.
beer the next because it was 30 today and
But-
65 tomorrow.
But what I'm specifically talking about is like July in Cincinnati, like you were saying, like 95 degrees, high humidity, clear blue sky, like hot as hot can be.
Yeah.
That is what we are talking about when we say summer.
Mm-hmm.
So what is a good beer for that kind of weather? And to me, something like this Deadlow beer, which is just a light American lager. It's basically a crispy boy.
Yeah, it went down real good. And so we're on to our second beer now, which is a Swine City Easy Go Bohemian Pilsner, 5.2%. A lawnmower beer, if there ever was one. A refreshing, smooth finish on deliciously sweet Pilsner. And this one's a little bit hazy. Definitely get a little bit more of the sweet.
It's orange too.
It's a little closer to orange than...
So it's hazy and orange.
Mm-hmm.
The head completely disappeared.
I have a little less in my glass, but not that much less. Prost.
Lighter in color in that.
Mm-hmm.
Like yours is more yellow, I feel like, then. It's just a perception thing.
It's definitely sweeter.
Oh my God, yeah. That's the first thing I noticed when I sipped it. It was the sweetness.
This would be good with some popsicles. Ooh, maybe we could throw blocks in this. Did you almost do a spit take?
I almost, I think we still have some, actually.
I think we do too. I'm pretty sure I moved some from one house to the other.
This one is not a typical Pilsner.
Mm-mm.
It's different. And Swain City is one of those places that does weird things with styles.
Yeah, they're the ones that have the oatmeal cookie.
It's just a lager,
Yeah.
like an amber.
Yeah, I think it's an amber. Let me double check. We've had it before. Good enough for me.
So it's an oatmeal. Instead of typically for that kind of flavor profile, the oatmeal raisin,
It's a red ale.
it's typically a stout.
Yeah.
Like typically, like you see oatmeal raisin cookie stout or
Mm-hmm.
cookie stouts. Like typically that is the flavor that is the stout that goes with that flavor.
Mm-hmm.
But they kind of just flipped that on its head, and they made an amber. You said a red amber,
It's a red ale.
a red ale. And then they added the oatmeal raisin cookie profile to that, and it's really good. And this one, the color is a little bit different. It's sweeter.
Yeah. It's still really good. I don't know if this is as crushable as the Deadlow beer, but it's still...
It's a little bit heavier because of that sweetness, I feel like.
Yeah. So it's not as crushable, but it's still very refreshing and would still taste real good after mowing the lawn.
I bet Tyler would crush this, though. He basically crushes everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it's definitely different. I don't get that crisp.
Not so much the crisp.
I don't get that crisp flavor or that crisp aftertaste
Mm-hmm.
that I did with the Deadlow. But I don't know that that's required for a Pilsner.
I'm not sure either. At least
I prefer it in a Pilsner for sure, because I personally I like that. I like the lager crispiness. That's why I typically go for the lagers.
Mm-hmm.
But this one doesn't have that as much as the Deadlow did.
Yeah.
But that's okay, I think. For what this is, it's a good beer.
Mm-hmm. I thought of another requirement for my summer beers.
Okay.
Nice and cool to cool down my blisters from doing yard work all morning.
Definitely does have to be cold.
Yeah.
I preferred that with any kind of beer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't know.
I mean, there are some that are like room temp is fine.
Or just above or room temp is 70.
No, yeah, so like 50,
Yeah.
50-ish.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So-
What's our wine fridge set to? I have no idea. I keep forgetting that we have a wine fridge because we bougie now.
Apparently.
Yeah. We've been slowly dwindling away at the mulch pile in the front yard. Pulled up a lot of ivy today. That was annoying.
We broke our rake.
I saw. We're going to have to get a new one. But we have less ivy in the yard.
They don't make them like they used to, the rakes.
Nope.
I was just trying to get it up. So you said that people purposely plant ivy?
Yes. I know quite a few people who purposely have ivy.
I don't
In their yard.
understand.
It's good ground cover. But it's also, to me, it's really annoying because it tries to go everywhere. It's very invasive. And I don't really like the look of it. Especially when it tries to go up my house.
Well, this ivy isn't going up the house. At least not yet.
Oh, it's thinking about it. It was trying to creep over into the other flower bed. But I pulled that up last week.
Which flower? Like the one on the other side of the house?
Mm-hmm.
How?
It was migrating by the stairs. So there's a crack between the stairs and the sidewalk. And it was migrating across that. Almost made it over into the other flower bed. Stuff is very persistent. So we'll see what comes up next year. Or later this year. I tried to pull up a bunch of roots. Which is why I have a lot of blisters.
Yeah, that's the tricky part. Pulling up the blisters or pulling up the roots.
Yeah.
Oof. Yeah, I can smell that from here. So we just opened up the third beer.
Mm-hmm. You shorted me on the other one. This one has a very floofy head. So floofy.
It's very fluffy. It kind of smells like blueberry muffin.
Pancake. Yeah. Pancakes or muffins. So this is Grainworks My Blueberry Heaven. It is 5.3%. And their description is the malty backbone of an English-style pub ale and just enough real blueberries to be refreshing, but with no added sweetness. Not your typical fruit beer.
Yeah, I don't get the sweetness, like you were saying. Like going from the Swine City to this, it's kind of jarring in a way. It's not bitter.
No, you get a little bit of blueberry and a lot of just smooth.
Yeah, so color, basically it's a little bit lighter than the Swine City. This still has the head.
Mm-hmm.
So we picked this up when we went to Grainworks a few months ago at this point.
Yeah. Is that a date on it?
Canned on, I think that's February. Oh, that's not right.
Let me see.
Yeah, 2/13.
Okay. Yeah, so
That makes sense. We went in, what, April?
probably
March.
it was an IKEA trip day.
March. I think it was like March.
Yeah. Because we had quite a few IKEA trip days getting furniture for the house.
Specifically bookshelves.
Yes. And now I want to buy more bookshelves for my craft room
Oh my
so I can put
goodness.
craft stuff on the bookshelves. Did I show you this?
You showed it to me.
Yeah, I might have to order it online though, because I don't know if they stock it at the IKEA near us. And I don't think it's worth it to drive forever away.
So this beer, Grainworks, like you said, did you say the ABV? It's pretty light.
5.3. I
Oh,
think
no.
it's the highest out of all of them.
Really? That must be because of the sugar and the blueberries.
Yeah, because Deadlow was 4.9, Swine City was 5.2, and this is 5.3.
So this is going to come back and bite you then.
A little bit.
Like I said, it smells like blueberry muffins. Or you said blueberry pancakes, but that's basically the same thing.
Yeah.
Some kind of blueberry batter. We'll say that. It doesn't taste battery though. Like,
No,
so it's not a negative thing.
it doesn't taste like batter
It doesn't taste like batter. Yes.
because we do not eat batteries.
Batter. Well, okay, fine.
I knew what you meant, but I wanted to make sure that, oh geez, Marco and Julia also knew what you meant. Maybe we need to buy a podcasting table.
Oh, what?
A podcasting table.
What is a podcasting table?
A table that is not a cardboard folding table.
Well,
But I do like this card table. It's older than us, possibly combined. It's an oldie. We have some treasures in our house.
well. Indeed.
And this definitely has more blueberry flavor than like a White Claw has fruit flavor. Because a summer beer that I enjoy that is not really a beer, even though you need a beer license to brew it, is seltzer.
Seltzer.
Yes. Because there ain't no laws when you are drinking seltzer. So I can do anything.
3 days later.
That's like insane shit.
So like, would you, like if somebody was like going to attempt to harm your children?
I would take a bullet for my children.
See, it's like, what?
Like, without question.
Mm-hmm.
And you. And my dogs.
Yeah, like, because there's the thing, it's like, I love my kids. They are a piece of me. Sometimes they annoy me. Like when Elliot decides that he is going to use me as a punching bag because he doesn't want to go to bed. And it's like, no, honey, we can't do that. Redirect. But I still love him to pieces.
He's been doing that a lot lately.
He just wants a reaction out of people. That's all it is. He's wanting attention.
And he giggles. Yeah.
So much because he gets your attention. And that's what he wants. Because you are his world. And I am his world. And the light shines out of Lily's ass. According to Elliot.
I've seen what comes out of her ass. Stop late.
What?
Did I take away the SpongeBob?
Might be on the other page.
Anyway, I don't know if this is a bonus episode or a real episode, but we're 30 minutes in.
It could be a real episode.
Could be a real episode.
They don't all have to be super long. You haven't posted my game show episode yet.
It'll be out by the time this airs.
Okay. Should we do more episodes like that? Let us know on Facebook, Instagram, or Twitter, apparently. Or email. We also do email.
Yes.
Because what is this, like 2005?
What do you mean?
I was trying to make a joke.
We used to do snail mail.
Yeah.
No one gave us anything. So we had to cancel the P.O. box.
Yeah, we didn't really need it anyway, but sorry.
What else do you want to say about summer beer?
I will drink a lot of them. And I'll drink a lot of really random stuff too. Because like yesterday, I had a Bach beer. But it was our Bach homebrew where I was just like, let's pull out a homebrew and see what it tastes like. It did not age well. I did not drink most of it.
You drank like a sip. I poured out the rest.
I drank like 4 sips and then I fell asleep.
You passed out at like 8:30.
I was really tired. I took 2 kids to the pool and no one died. That was a lot of work.
Lots of dying in this episode, apparently. Or not dying.
Yeah, so Joe's parents have a pool as part of their new living situation. That's a really weird way to word it, but it works. So there's a kiddie pool.
Part of their HOA.
There's a kiddie pool and there's an adult pool, which I had to explain to Lily like 20 times that it's not a kiddie pool. She kept acting like a cat. It's a kid. It's a kid pool because you guys are kids.
Mm-hmm.
Duh.
Yeah.
Duh. So the kiddie pool is 6 inches to 1.5 feet, and both kids went face into water at least once, which is a required of like pull them out of water and make sure they are okay kind of situation. And then Elliot thought that running around the pool was hilarious.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So, because Lily got a face full of water and she was like, oh yeah, this is a thing that can happen. Let's not do that again. And then she was mostly fine. She wanted to hold my hand a few times when she was walking around to like get her bearings again. But Elliot got a face full of water and was like, nope, not for me. I'm just going to hang out on the pool deck. And then played keep away with the kickboard. Because we have one kickboard.
Okay.
And then Mom asked me, like, hey, did the kids use the kickboard like a kickboard? And I was like, no, Mom. It was me with 2 very small children at the pool by myself. My goal was to wear them out and to have them not die. And we accomplished those goals. Like,
where did they get the kickboard?
Mom bought it. So we can teach Lily how to swim.
Ah.
Yeah.
How's that working out?
They like to throw it at each other.
Uh-huh.
But we made a game out of it, so it was fine. It was not malicious. It was just katos. So I would have loved to have a beer during that experience, but I did not have time to have a beer because I was too busy trying to make sure that the 2 small children could continue to have super fun and amazing lives.
Yeah, so I do not condone drinking by the pool when you're the parent or guardian of 2 small kids.
Yeah, because you need to keep an eye on them because they do super sketchy shit sometimes. So sketchy.
Yeah, and when one of them decides to go underwater,
Mm-hmm.
you have to pull them up like within seconds.
Yeah. And drowning is not slash, 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 slash. It is, oh, hey, they are completely underwater right now. Yoink. There is no noise. But with 2 small children, it was very rare that they were both quiet. It was very easy to tell that they were both doing okay most of the time.
I don't want to make it seem like they were in danger.
They weren't. They had lots of fun. The only annoying thing about your parents' pool is that they do actually have like legit filters in the kiddie pool. So their toys that float kept getting sucked into the filter. So I had to lift up the cover, take out their toys, and throw them back into the pool. So then after being there for like half an hour, the kids were like, oh, we can play with this. And I'm like, no, you may not play with filter.
Oh, my God.
Mommy's the only one allowed to do that.
So they saw you doing it, and they wanted to do it.
Yes. Like, no, you may not do that. Sorry, not sorry. This is closed for play. But
Are there any other adventures from #HotMomSummer?
Took both kids to Target and didn't buy the whole store. So that was good. Been trying to do lots of yard work, but haven't gotten as much done as I wanted to. Been trying to clean the house more, haven't gotten as much done as I wanted to. But the kids have had a lot of fun. Hillary came over for a bit and we had popsicles in the backyard. Kids loved that.
Just down here?
Yeah. And then Hillary brought snacks for Veda that our kids ended up eating like 2/3 of Veda's snacks. But
What was that?
I don't know. But Hillary was fine with that.
Yeah. It must have been like the... Is there an ice maker over there?
There is, but it's turned off. Oh, I did see this awesome hack for getting unlimited ice. You take out the holder for your ice maker and then turn your ice maker on. And then it just fills your whole freezer up with ice.
Wait, what? It sounds like a horrible idea.
It's such a horrible idea. Because like our fridge at work had an ice maker, but they took out the tray so we would have more room for food. But they actually hooked the ice maker up to water. Like there's not a water dispenser on this fridge. It's just the ice maker. But they still hooked up the fridge to water. But then the ice maker got turned on. And all of a sudden, there's all this ice in the bottom of the freezer. And we're like, wait, what? Throw out ice, turn off ice maker. And then like 3 weeks later, there's a bunch of ice in the bottom of the freezer again. Turn off ice maker, throw out ice.
I don't understand.
I don't either. I was like, why did you hook it up to water? We ain't going to use the ice maker. It doesn't matter. We got the fancy one 20 steps away. We have a Frisch's ice maker.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
People are obsessed with that. Apparently, women eat ice when they're low on iron. Is that a thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there are a few cravings that are concerning. And one of them is if you're craving ice, you need to get your iron checked.
Yeah, Brock told us that.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
Yeah. You also have to be worried about, like, if you want to eat dirt. Oh. Hi, Clara. Clara got worried.
Oh, hi. We have a producer in the house.
Yeah, I'm so glad that you could join us for a change. Wow. She missed her mama and dada.
Why do you have to be concerned about eating dirt?
That means you're missing something else, but I don't remember what it is.
Magnesium.
Maybe.
I don't know. I'm making shit up.
Why do I crave?
Is there anything else you want to say? Is there anything else you would like to say about summer beer?
No, but if you crave dirt, you're low in nutrients such as iron, zinc, and vitamins. Craving non-food items is not a good thing. Go see your doctor. That is as close to actual medical advice as you'll probably get from this podcast.
It's not medical advice.
Like legit, probably a good idea versus just making stuff up. Clara is very clingy.
I wonder why.
She missed us. We've been here all day. I think that's it. Summer beers. Go crush quite a few.
That's the thing, right? It has to be crushable.
Mm-hmm.
I like my summer beer to be crisp. So I drink a lot of like, I don't know if it's macro beer. Is Yuengling macro? I guess it's technically not.
I think it's technically craft. I mean, it's family owned. It's not owned by a company in Brazil. So that's the important thing.
Yeah. Or Belgium. I think it's owned by, it's just, you have stakes shareholders.
Yeah, according to Michael D. Morgan, it's currently a company in Brazil that owns InBev.
They're the majority.
Yeah.
But I think they're based in Belgium. I don't know. Michael D. Morgan?
Yeah.
Did I
First
miss?
Guys Happy Hour podcast. They dropped 3 new episodes, but they backdated all of them. So it's very confusing when you look at your podcast feed.
I missed something then. But I drink a lot of Yuengling in the summer because those are crushable. They're like 4.5% or something.
Mm-hmm.
It's just beer flavored beer. The My Blueberry Heaven, that was a That would be really good, like by the pool.
Oh, for sure.
Um,
Pop some blueberries in it for the true experience.
Dude, remember the Rivertown blueberry beer? They would put blueberries in it.
Yeah.
I don't know if they just did that for the cruise that we were on.
It's probably like partially a gimmick, but it's also like super nice.
I say cruise, but it was a B&B riverboat.
It's
Thing.
B&B Riverboat Cruise.
It was on the Ohio River.
But it's still a cruise. We should do that with the kids. They would love that.
Oh, God. They would jump off.
They're not that bad.
Elliot would.
Elliot would at least think about it. That'd be like the one time that I would actually need to leash Elliot.
Yeah. I would probably agree with that.
Yeah.
I don't agree with leashing, but...
I do if the child needs it. Because, like, some kids are runners. And if you are not a runner that can get your kid quickly, yeah, make sure your kid is safe. But if your kid's like 6, you need to figure something out. Because
on a boat, I don't know if I would take them on a boat.
just have them in life jackets all the time. Got a pink flamingo life jacket. One kid gets it.
That was
Decide.
that was our first wedding anniversary, right?
Yeah, I think so.
2016, we went on a B&B riverboat cruise.
Mm-hmm. And it was a Rivertown beer tasting dinner thing.
Yeah. So I don't even know. I haven't seen anything about B&B riverboat cruise. You would think that they would advertise all the time, but maybe COVID just wrecked them. But hopefully not. But yeah, you just go on this boat on the Ohio River, and for this one that we went on, it was sponsored by. It wasn't sponsored, but it was featuring Rivertown beers.
Yeah.
That was back in the day.
So they have Sunday family dinner cruise starting at $59.
Holy cow. I don't think it was that much. But
Or the Stonebrook Winery Sunset Cruise starting at $69.
I want to say it was like a 3-hour tour.
Yeah.
3-hour tour. 90 minutes down, 90 minutes back. Or maybe it was 2 hours.
It's usually like, so it's 6:30 to 8:30. So
1 hour down, 1 hour back.
or it's like 1:15 up and then 45 back. Because you go faster faster with the river.
Well, whichever. Yeah. It was a good time.
Mm-hmm.
But I do remember them having blueberries in there, blueberry beer.
Yes.
And they had a sour beer that we tried, and that the rep there told us all about sour beers and how they're unnatural.
Yeah.
Your brain thinks it's going to kill you.
When I had to teach him some stuff about sour beers too that I had learned in my beer tasting class.
You taught him?
Yeah.
I don't remember that. No, it was fun. But this beer, actually, the Greenworks one, it kind of reminds me of that Rivertown beer.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember what it was called. But it does remind me of it. I think the Greenworks has a lot more blueberry flavored in it.
Oh, for sure. Because I think the Rivertown wasn't like super blueberry. But it's been a very long time since I've had it. Possibly 2016 was one of the last times that I had it.
Yeah, I think it was actually. So, I don't remember it being super blueberry, but I remember them putting blueberry in it, kind of like actual blueberries.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of like, the Blue Moon and the orange. Which Blue Moon is a beer that I would buy specifically for a pool.
Yes.
I think I have bought it specifically for like pool day at Brian and Graham's.
Mm-hmm. We always want to bring something good to pool day at Brian and Graham's.
typically, yeah, that's one of the, like, pool days are like the occasion where I would buy like a macro, like a Blue Moon or a Yingling, or just because, you know, they're there all day. You're in the sun all day, and then you need to pace yourself.
Very much so.
Like, I'm not one for like the light beers, but Blue Moon for sure. And Yingling.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything else you want to say? I don't know if we have enough, but
No, I think I'm good.
well, that does it for this week's show. Thanks so much for listening. Make sure to like, follow, and subscribe to us on social media. We are on Facebook, Instagram,
YouTube
and Twitter. Yep, thank you. I'm doing this from memory. And if you like the show, make sure you leave a review and some feedback. And we have an email as well.
What's the email?
craftparentingpodcast@gmail.com.
And how do you get a hold of us on social?
We're on @craftparenting on all those platforms.
There you go.
This is what, episode 106?
If you like what you hear, please leave us a rating and review on Apple Podcasts or your podcatcher of choice. Make sure to share the show. It's what helps our show grow. And we have a website with a bunch of awesome stuff on it, because awesome website. www.craftparentingpodcast.com. Or if I can be like Dr. Teeth, it's HTTP with little dot with another dot underneath it /
Stop. Okay, Boomer. I am @craftparentingjoe on Instagram.
And I am @Caroline Creates Crafts on Instagram.
And with that, I'm Joe.
And I'm Caroline.
And we'll see you next time on the Craft Parenting Podcast.
Bye.
We'll get this right one day.
Eventually. No.